Sack Life beat depression. It's day 875, and we're staying alive with another somatic healing session to wipe out depression. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Now, anyone who's tuning in later, appreciate you guys and girls out there. As you know, it is a martial arts for mental health show, and we like to tune in to those powerful mental health tools that we can share with one another to help empower each other, to find those tools that work for us so that we can have the best fighting chance forwards towards better mental health. And one of the first tools that we always tap into, and is super fitting because we're part of this 21 Days of Gratitude initiative, that powerful mental health tool of gratitude. Gratitude today is going out to so many places. There's so many things to be grateful for today. I want to shout out to Sama Hatami. Thank you so much for being here. And Mira Wait, superstar, jump rope superstar out there. Thanks so much for tuning in. Gratitude to the first ones in. And now I want to grab my list because today I had to write down the number of people that I am grateful for today. And this is a way that you can enhance that gratitude tool as well. You can use a writing or a journaling tool and journal a few things that you are grateful for every morning. Maybe start the day with 3 things you're grateful for, write them down. It's a good way to activate those other sides of the brain and really focus in on those silver linings and things that you have to be grateful for out here. So first and foremost, I want to shout out gratitude to Hope to Courage for allowing us to be part of this movement, this 21 Days of Gratitude movement. We've been able to connect with so many other mental health advocates out there and share tools across multiple platforms. And today I was able to have the honor and privilege of being part of Children's Health Defense Network. And I want to shout out gratitude to Children's Health Defense Network and Samaya Simone. Gratitude going out to you. Gratitude going out to Samia. Going out to Naomi of Zentai. Going out to Hope to Courage. Going out to Jay at Herbal Chemistry. John at Elevate Consulting. And Daniel at Release Your Full Potential. That's where my gratitude's going today. A ton of free tools were shared. Life-saving information. Golden nuggets for mental health care. All kinds of resources. So if you haven't checked into hopetocourage.com yet, check that out because that will link you in with these other mental health pros and these other people offering services for free right now. And also take a look at Children's Health Defense. They're broadcasting TV series globally. And we were able to be a part of that today. It's going to probably be airing around February 8th. I'll keep you guys posted. But basically was able to sit on a panel with other mental health professionals, share multiple tools, and there's no telling how many people are going to be positively affected by this information. There's no telling how many people are going to be able to benefit and empower themselves to save their lives because of us getting the message out there and sharing those tools and resources for free. So huge gratitude going out to all the people supporting that cause, everybody over at Children's Health Defense, to Samaya, to Samia, to Naomi, to Jay, to John, to Daniel, and to everybody at Hope to Courage. Really appreciate you guys so much, and thank you so much. You're definitely my feature in the gratitude section today. And I'm going to put links to all of those wonderful people in our description after the show today, so you can check them out if you'd like to give them some support. I'm sure they would appreciate it. If you want to shoot them a follow on Instagram and check out some of the free info that they're offering, some of those free tools. And this way we can all help each other grow. We can all help each other move forwards. Shout out as well to Lisa the Luminary and Luciano for being here. Appreciate you both. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, that being said, that's my gratitude section today. Go ahead and think about your gratitude section, something you're grateful for. And that'll help put you in that positive mindset as we move forward. Second mental health tool we're going to talk about is the progress tracking tool. It's been 875 days of progress and success for me. Remember, progress is success. Showing up for that process, making the process your daily goal, and achieving that goal by showing up for you and putting that work in makes you successful. It means that you took a step forwards. And it's really important that you keep track of each and every step because each and every step forward matters, especially if you're dealing with mental health. Depression is a life-threatening illness, and when we stay alive each day, that shows proof of our strength and endurance. But we can make it even more powerful by setting a goal, a daily accomplishable goal, and then keeping track of it. You can show yourself how much more powerful you are than the debilitating effects of depression. Because by matter of fact, if this program is your daily goal, and every day you participate, you get up on your feet, you fight forwards, and you conquer, by a matter of fact, those debilitating effects of depression, right? We're not laying in bed. We're not shut down for the day. We're crushing that goal each and every day. So please do keep track of it. It will build up into more self-esteem, self-confidence, and self-validation, which is something that not even the lies and temporary feelings of depression or anxiety can take away from us. That is our progress tracking tool. If you got a number out there, please do share it with others. It's a great way to inspire others to make progress in their lives as well. Shout out to Nicole Brown. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. So we shared the gratitude tool. We shared our progress tracking tool. Now let's talk about the lesson. It is day 16 and we're almost done. We're getting close to the end of our 21 days of gratitude program. And today we're going to share a final knee strike technique. We've been doing knees for a couple days now. We have a few days of hands, a few days of elbows, a few days of knees. Today will be the last day for knees. Tomorrow we'll be adding in some leg strikes from that Muay Thai system. So by the end of this 21-day program, even if you did not have any knowledge before, we're making it super accessible for all skill levels, and you'll be armed with a little bit of all 8 limbs, in the art of 8 limbs, that Muay Thai, that beautiful martial art and self-defense system. So let me know what you think of it, if it's working for you, if it's helping you empower yourself with that champion mindset, if it's helping you empower yourself to get up and give yourself accurate credit for your strength and endurance. Please do let the world know. Drop me a comment. You can leave a testimonial on saclifeofficial.com if you've had a good experience. And that's the best way we can be there for each other, just by sharing our self-care with one another. So let's talk about the knee strike. We've covered the basic Muay Thai knee, boom, that straight knee. We've also covered the switch knee, boom, and we've covered the angle knee, bang, right in there to the ribs. Now we're going to cover the long knee. And knees are typically short-range tools. They're about the same distance as elbows. They're a little bit shorter, or about the same distance as your jab. So when we're thinking about the different ways that we can flow into our routine, or the different ways we can train on the bag, we want to think about distance control. Also, when it comes to a self-defense standpoint, or if you're getting into sparring, you've got to learn about the different ranges that you have available to you within your Muay Thai arsenal. So generally, knees, boom, are close-range tools. They're short-range, effective weapons. But the long knee is an exception to that rule. And I'm going to show you the difference here. So from our basic balanced Muay Thai stance, right, we're squared up with our visualized opponent, or you're squared up with that bag, square hips, square shoulders, and we're in close range. We step in for the jab. The jab is generally our distance finder. That's going to set up our targeting, our distance assessment for all the rest of our tools. So when we step into the jab, if we connect with the jab, we should be able to bring ourselves forwards, boom, and connect with the knee, or connect with all the rest of our weapons. The jab is the shortest range weapon. But if we're just outside of that range of the jab, then normally our knee strikes are not going to land either, except for this one. This is the long knee. So let's break it down. Square hips, square shoulders with that back, or that visualized opponent. Remember, if you're dealing with anxiety or depression, assign the name of the thing you're dealing with to that opponent. Make it the depression dummy. That way you can visualize knocking those lies out, because that's what we are doing here every single day, and on a factual lesson, on a factual basis. We are knocking out that debilitation from that depression dummy. So we're knocking out those lies that it tries to sell us about what we can't do, but what we're not capable of. And we're showing ourselves that truth, that we are capable of getting up and fighting forwards. So let's talk about that knee. Squared up hips, squared up shoulders. We're here. Maybe we step in for the jab and the jab doesn't connect. Just out of range of the jab. We want to throw a knee here to surprise him. And we're going to send that knee right into center mass, just like we do with the straight knee. But this time, there's going to be a few tiny differences. So instead of staying balanced here in this straight position and chopping, boom, chopping the arm, boom, and sending that knee forwards, what we're going to do is we're going to allow the hips to open up just a little bit. Make sure that front foot is just angled off just a bit, just a little open up. And we're going to allow the shoulders to move back. The shoulders are going to rotate back. Unlike our normal straight knee strike, boom, those shoulders are staying rolled forwards, right? Our guard's tight. Boom, that's the straight knee. This time we're going to send the shoulders back. And when we send those shoulders back, it's going to send our hips forwards. So we want to push forwards, drive forwards with the hip, send the shoulders back, and that's going to extend the range of that knee, giving us an extra tool to make contact with that bag, an extra tool to put into our flow-based routine if you're shadow boxing for flow, for mental health out there, and an extra tool in our self-defense arsenal that we can use at a range maybe our opponent's not going to think of, or in a sparring situation, kind of catch them off guard. Also want to shout out, thank you for being here to Luciano, to Nicole Brown, and to Brendan. Brandon's Brown 300. Thank you so much for being here. All right, so for the long knee, one more time from our basic balance stance, let's execute that basic knee that we talked about the other day, right? Muay Thai position, we're chopping the hand on the same side of the leg that's firing, boom, and we're sending that knee forwards, and we're back in the stance. Now for the long knee, the difference is going to be, we're still going to chop the hand, but this time we're going to send the shoulders back and let the hips go forwards. And that's where we're going to get our power from, that rotation between the shoulders and the hips. And keeping that front foot slightly open is going to allow us to put a little rotation in there as well. So we're going to talk more about that rotation as we get into kicks. And we use a little bit of that rotation when we were talking about the angled knee. So we want to do the same thing. The hips moving forwards, the shoulders moving back, and the rotation, boom, of those hips is going to further extend the range on that knee strike and give us another tool in our arsenal. Bang, bang, bang. And you can use that long knee, boom, sharp and pointy, boom. Bring that ankle up as close as you can to the booty, making the knee nice and sharp, making it an effective tool. You can also use that long knee to push your opponent. So say you're in close range, right? You're right here where a regular knee would functionally be acceptable, right? Boom. But you want to use a long knee as a push knee. So you're bringing that knee up, you're going to make contact early, and then you're going to drive through the hips. Whoosh! Drive through the hips as you let those shoulders go back. And now you can toss your opponent off their balance. You can toss that bob dummy over, kind of work with that flow. So different ways that you can use the long knee there. Not just for cover and range, but also for creating a space, creating an opening. Take away your opponent's balance and open up an opportunity to counterattack. So that is the breakdown on the long knee. Now you guys have been equipped for 16 days with 16 different tools from Muay Thai, and I want you to include them in your creative flow. You want to get creative with it. One of the coolest things about martial arts is that you can continue to give yourself a different routine every day. You can continue to improve and grow every single day, improve your life, become more capable, become more powerful, become more confident, and continue to sharpen those skills and learn new skills by being creative. So remember, add all those different tools we practiced over the last couple of days together. We're going to focus in on the long knee to begin in the first 2 rounds, and then in the 3rd round, we're just going to flow with it. You can get creative and use all those tools that you'd like. If you're already advanced and you already have a ton of tools, even from a different striking pattern, you can tune into this flow-based session for that as well. We're going 3 rounds, 3 minutes each, 1 minute breaks to catch your breath and drink water. Make sure you are checking in on yourself and you are not pushing too hard. We are training for sustainability. We're training for mental health out here. So we want to set a reasonable goal for ourselves to our present situation, to our present current mood, state of mind, physical state of being. So check in, make sure you're not dealing with fatigue, or you're tired from not enough sleep, or you partied too hard last night, or you have alcohol in your system. All those things are going to affect your output. So you don't want to set an expectation based on yesterday's performance or tomorrow's expectations. You want to drop those expectations and tune into the here and now. Give yourself a challenge. That's what it's all about. As long as you're giving yourself a challenge, you can continue to grow and get out of that comfort zone, make some progress. The other thing is balance, super important. Don't push too hard. You'll wind up with more anxiety. You'll wind up needing a passive day off, and our goal is active recovery. So let's do it. Let's get some tunes going. We'll get the timer started, and we're going to bust right into our first round. Square up with that visualized target. And let's do this thing.
Bluetooth.
Bang. Let's go. There we go. We got some 80s fighting spirit coming through the boombox. And this should be all right in light snow, right? We'll find out. Let's do this thing together. Square up with that visualized target. And let's get it going. Starting in your Muay Thai stance, chin tuck, nice and balanced, keep the defense tight. Chin tuck, start with the basics, the fundamentals, jab and cross. You can throw them in any combination you'd like. Jab, cross, jab, double pump that jab, roll through it, whoosh, 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 and start adding in and getting more creative with it. Staying in your fighter stance. You can move around and visualize knocking those lies out of that depression dummy. Think offense and defense at the same time if you're experienced. If you're just starting out, stay in your nice balanced stance here. Think about form and just work the jab. Work the tools you're starting with. Stepping in, small step for the jab. Rotate through on the ball of the back foot for the cross. And start adding in those other tools that we've used over the last couple days. Uppercuts, hooks, elbow strikes, and knee strikes. Boom, back to stance. Let's start working on that long knee just a little bit. Drill it so we can get into that muscle memory. Bang. We're going to talk about the long knee. We're going to open up that hip. Stepping forwards, wide open hip there. And we're going to drive through, swinging through the rear hip as we chop the lead hand, but letting the shoulders go back this time. That's the difference between the straight knee and the long knee. So let's do it together. Open up the hip stance, swing through, boom. Drive through the hips. Let's go here in isolation and practice that long knee in isolation a little bit. That's going to build that muscle memory and make it easier over time. Step forwards, off the line, opening up the hip. We're going to hinge at the opposite hip and chop the arm on the same side as that knee. Sending that knee straight forwards. Remember, bring the ankle up close. Boom, to the booty. And let the shoulders go back and the hips drive forwards. A little extra rotation in there is going to help extend that knee even further. Keep it balanced. It's all about balance and flow. The more balanced you are, the smoother those moves are going to come through, and the smoother you are, the faster you are. The faster you are, the more power, boom, you're going to be able to generate. All right, let's get back into that long knee a little bit, just drilling it in random succession. Go at your pace here. Off the line, open up the hip, chop, and let the shoulders move back. Boom, as the hips move forwards, and then bring it right back to orthodox stance. Try not to fall off your balance, but if you do, no worries. Just square back up with that visualized target, and let's do it. Long knee strikes. Boom, and back. Long knee, and back. Remember to chop the arm as a counterbalance. Long knee, and back. You want to keep that lead hand up, defending the head as well. Don't drop the defense on that lead hand. Boom, long knee, and back to stance. You can move around with it. Get creative with it. Boom, and back to stance. That's the end of round one. Catch your breath, drink some water. Shout out to Claire. Thanks for being here. Claire and Mom are tuning in. Appreciate you, Claire. Thank you for being here. And she says she's using the 478. That's what we use on our active recovery days, which is tomorrow. We'll have a Superhuman Sunday coming at you. Tapping into all kinds of free mental health tools we can use to de-stress on those rest days, those active recovery rest days. Like I said before, we train for mental health. We train smart. We don't train too hard. We train in a sustainable fashion, so we never have to take a day off. Consistency in training is going to get you results. If you're staying consistent, you're getting training in, even if it's at low intensity, you're going to make more progress than if you would have to take a day off to recover from that high intensity training session, right? So we don't want to go too hard. And give yourself a challenge to your skill level. As that skill level increases, you get to increase that challenge, and then you get to see your progress unfold right before your eyes. All right, back in for round two. Start adding in all those other tools. Work with the fundamentals. Bump, bump. Move around with it. Exhale through those strikes and add the long knee in to your combinations. We're going to think about how can we cover up the long knee. It's coming from back there. It's a big move. It's pretty identifiable. It's got a big tell to it because you're going to step in, whoosh, you're going to drive through. So what we want to do when we're sparring or we're training for self-defense, right, we want to cover up what's about to happen. We want to make them think something else is happening, or we want to make them unable to see that incoming strike. So a good move to link in for the long knee is the cross. The cross is a long-range attack. It also puts your hand out there in a position where you're ready and you're torqued to send that knee forwards. So let's practice with covering up the long knee with a cross. Step in for your jab, rotate through for the cross, and now from here, make sure that front foot is open, right? That hips open up a little bit, and drive through the hips, sending that rear leg forwards. Boom. And turning, right? Turn in through that hip and extending that hip forwards as the shoulders go back. Let's practice it together. We're covering up that long range attack with another long range attack. The cross, toss the cross towards the head. Make sure the lead foot is turned out. And now we're going to chop that hand right after the point of impact. Chop that hand down. Boom. And drive that knee forwards. Bring the ankle up nice and close to the booty. Making that knee sharp. Bang. Toss the cross and then fire the long knee. Whoosh. Boom. And back to stance. Remember, let the shoulders rotate back, hips rotate forwards. You stay balanced, nice and tight. Returning to orthodox stance. And start working those fundamentals. The 1-2, 1-2. Bomb. Tossing the jab, the cross in there. Visualize that target. Visualize that depression dummy and land on the nose, the chin, the nose again. Back to stance. Keep the guard tight. Start working your movement. Work those other tools and add in the long knee. Jab, cross, long knee. Back to stance. Cross, long knee right from there. Whoosh. Back to stance. Remember, cover them up with those other tools. And it doesn't always have to be, you don't always have to blind them. You could just make it look like you're about to do something else. So you could toss that jab up real quick, fake them out, make them bring their defense up high, and then that opens up that opportunity, boom, to send that long knee in there and catch them by surprise. Step in, toss those 1-2s, start moving around. If you're advanced, if you're a beginner, stay in your nice balanced Muay Thai stance, nice and centered with the camera. 1-2, long knee, whoosh, back to stance. 1-2, long knee, whoosh, back to stance. Shoulders going back, hips going forwards. We're staying balanced. Whoosh, hey. And that's the end of round 2. Catch your breath, drink some water. Round 3, we'll pick up the intensity. We'll get more creative. You can use all the tools you've got in your arsenal. Up to this day, you've got 16 tools, 16 days of progress to pull from. So get creative and enjoy that routine. Shout out to Marcus. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for the support. And we got 35 seconds. Make sure you're drinking water, not pushing too hard. And can anybody do Haya? Because girls can do it. Yes, everybody can do it. Anybody of every age, of any age, can show up and give themselves a challenge to their ability. The important thing is to tune into you and not push too hard. And honor your journey. As long as your growth is growth. Doesn't matter if it's slow or fast. We're moving forward, so we're making progress. And that's success. Back to stance. Here we go. Final session. Get creative. Use any striking patterns you'd like. Use any tools that you'd like that we've covered over the last couple of days. You can use that angled knee in there. Boom, boom. Straight knees. Bang, 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 bang. You can experiment with the difference between the long knee and the straight knee, right? With the straight knee, we're staying nice and tight. Bang. With the long knee, we're sending those shoulders back. We keep the chin tucked at all times for balance, and we chop the arm on both knee strikes for that counterbalance as well. But go ahead and flow with it. Picture an active threat. That depression dummy trying to sell us lies, tell us what we can't do. Let's knock them out. Turn those fists over. Proper form, thinking defense and offense. Roll in some uppercuts. Bang, bang, bang. Mix it up. Have fun with it. Hit them with the hooks. Step into advancing jabs and crosses. And then, when you least suspect it, toss that knee. Boom. Long knee. Bang, bang, bang. Exhaling on the strikes. Turn those fists over. Proper form. No matter how long you've been training, there's always room for improvements. Hey, you could work with guard changes, right? Stepping from the long knee forwards brings you into southpaw, and then you can fire the long knee from the opposite side. Whoosh. Step forwards into orthodox. Just maintain balance the whole time. Try not to throw yourself off. And give yourself a challenge. Whoosh. You can pick up in intensity to give yourself that challenge, or just in complexity, right? Start thinking about combos. the cross, the hook, the uppercut, long knee from there. What links to what? Everything flows together. Every move will feed a different move, and you can start to find those combos for yourself. That's one of the coolest things about the journey, is unlocking new combinations that maybe even others haven't thought of before, and then getting to test them on the bag or in that self-defense situation. Hopefully not in the self-defense. Exhale, give yourself that challenge. It's about you, fighting for you. Let's go. Remember, you deserve what you give, so give it 100% and work that knee, work those knee strikes. Let's go. Straight knee, long knee, high knee. Hey, let's go. Keep it moving. Bam, bam. Switch knee. Back to stance. Keep it tight. Chin tuck. Toss the knee to the head. Hey. Think about the combos. Long knee. Whoosh. Open up those hips. Whoosh. Hey. That's the end of round 3. Hopefully you gave yourself a challenge. Woo. That is what it's all about. If we don't get out of that comfort zone, we can't grow. There's no growth in the comfort zone. So you gotta get uncomfortable. Gotta give yourself a challenge. And then if you don't work too hard, you won't need a day off. And you can congratulate yourself for consistent progress and success. Shout out to Reed Rickman. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. That has completed day 16 of our 21 days of gratitude. We've got 5 days left, if my math is still serving me. And in these last 5 days, we're going to start covering kicks. The super powerful, super effective Muay Thai roundhouse kick is coming up. And another staple in the Muay Thai arsenal is the teep kick, also known as a push kick. Can be functionally used as both a stabbing kick for maximum damage or a push kick to toss your opponent off balance and create openings as well. So stay tuned for that. This was the final days of knees. I hope that you found them enjoyable. I hope you found room to grow and tools that you can use and add to your toolkit. Whether it's gratitude, breath work, visualization, progress tracking, or that somatic healing you can get from entering a state of flow through our training. Whatever works for you. Use what works for you, and when you find something that works, add it to that routine, aim for balance, and don't stop doing what helps you. Just keep on moving forward. It's unlimited progress to make. Until next time, I'll catch you same exact time, same exact channel, same exact life. Zach Man out. Whew.